What is up, guys? Welcome back to Esk8 Exchange, the show where we talk about electric skateboards, Esk8 news, anything that's kind of going on with the electric skateboard community. I'm Mike Beard. I am the owner of MBoards and co-owner of Board Bumpers. With me, we have Jacob. Jacob does not get his own camera this week. Sorry, no, Jacob.
No.
He's also the co-owner of...
Still here, though.
You're also the co-owner of Board Bumpers. And with us...
crazy hand signs over here.
Yeah, all by yourself. And then with us, we have TJ and Cole. You guys are Summerboard ambassadors. Is that right? Right.
Sure.
All right. So Cole, take it away. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name's Cole, and me and my brother TJ started the LV Shred Quarters 2 years ago.
Yeah, right around the time of COVID.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
2 years already. Whoa.
Wow. No, time flew by.
That's wild.
We like to shred. That's all. That's really. That's what we like the adrenaline. We like to have fun, and we're diving into the Esk8
perfect storm setup. You know, we had nothing but time, and we were already skating, so we're like, might as well start recording and putting this out there for everybody else to see and try to push our progression as well.
Right. So you guys run Las Vegas Shred Quarters is your YouTube channel, right? That's where they can find you guys. Yeah. That's really cool.
YouTube and Instagram.
Oh, and Instagram. Cool. So is Instagram your main thing, or is YouTube more your main?
I'd say Instagram's the main thing.
Yeah.
I'd really like YouTube to be more, but we put so much work into our videos. It takes like sometimes a couple weeks, or maybe a month just to edit the one video. So
right. No, I get it, dude. Yeah. Video production is no joke, and it's something that some people really appreciate a nice edit, but most people, they don't. It goes right over their head. They don't really. They take it for granted because YouTube has got such there's really high quality content creators out there. So like people take really good editing for granted and they don't really appreciate it. So no,
we're learning that.
Yeah, it takes a lot.
Dude, we had no idea what the hell we were doing at the beginning. Like we literally had to.
It's been a fun hobby.
Yeah, I mean, so learning to do the edits was just like learning to ride at the same time. So each of them have been progressing each other.
Right. Yeah. No. And there's a lot to editing. It's definitely a challenge. So anyways, thank you guys for coming, sitting down and with us and talking. So you guys are Summerboard ambassadors, brand ambassadors, right? When did that become, when did you get into that? Is that recent?
That's something that just kind of happened, I guess. We were having problems with our boards because we're trying to push them and we're breaking them and we're needing parts. And we just ended up getting in contact with Summerboard so often that, I don't know, a relationship got developed. And I don't know, our passion for it is just right. It's the same as the owners, So
right.
He was happy to have us on.
Not to interrupt, but it kind of started with the original version, the V2.
Oh, that's true.
The leaf deck.
That's true. I did get that one.
And not only did we actually originally started as the research and development group.
Okay.
It was
beta testing.
So we're gonna send this to you. We obviously bought it. We were just normal customers, but as we were doing it, we're like your product's dope, but we want to be able to jump off something higher than a curb. Mm-hmm. So he was like, "Oh, okay, well," and he kept sending it. As we would break it, he would send it to his research development. They would make something stronger, develop it better.
That's
and then
awesome.
after over time, he was like, "Yo, you guys just keep doing that." We came to an agreement, we're gonna push whatever you guys have. That's where the LV Shred Quarters came in. We're like, all right, we're making some fun content, some dope content. He was like, let's make you guys ambassadors, and I'm gonna push your YouTube channel because you guys are gonna be the YouTube stars of the Summerboard as people for MBoard or Evolve people. Once it takes off, we want. So that was kind of the vision he helped give us, and then we took that, ran with it, and
yeah, that's really cool.
It was cool. It was a lot of fun.
That race league, that's gonna be so sick.
Yeah. So I want to get over to that.
Jumping ahead, my bad.
No, you're good. No, so one thing you guys are working on. So aside from your YouTube channel, which is obviously very impressive, just because you guys are doing it, YouTube's super hard. So, but one thing you guys are working on is the SHREDCITY Racing League, which first of all, super awesome because there's not enough racingness going on yet. So it's starting to build up. We had the one wheel races that's starting to get going now. But there's still not a ton of racing events yet.
Well, question for you.
Yeah.
Your guys' boards are awesome. You guys go, your thing's fast. You guys have so many different customized parts with it.
Yeah.
Have you guys not done races?
So not yet. So our first event will be at Esk8 Con. We'll be running a race on Sunday. on the last day of the event on the convention. Oh, hey Milo.
There it is.
What's up, Milo? Security.
Yep, security. Sure, Milo's joining us for the podcast today. Hey, buddy. So yeah, so Sunday, which is the last day of our event, we'll be running a race. But MBoards has not put on a race of any kind yet. But I'm excited to see it happen though. So so tell me about your event right now. Like, what's your overall goal with this first event? It's November 6th. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you got some weird news like just as you walked in the door, right?
Right now. Yeah, I'm trying to hold a straight face. Okay, so should I just tell you about the event?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay,
tell us about the event first.
So we were at the Las Vegas Mini Grand Prix. It's a really awesome track, all outdoors. It was cool. And just being someone who likes to shred, I carry my board with me all the time. And I went there for a birthday. And after racing the track, it was like late at night. And
so this Mini Grand Prix go-kart track, right?
Correct.
For anyone who's not local to Vegas.
Yeah. So it's a go-kart track. And they got the carts go fast. I think they do about 45 miles an hour on some of the straightaways.
Yeah.
So it's like a legit track, right? The guy used to be part of NASCAR. He set it all up. But I requested to speak with the owner. He came out, super cool dude, and he let Jake. You were actually there.
Yeah.
He let us pull our boards out and run some laps around the track.
We had kind of prepped, we had talked about it ahead. We're like, well, maybe he'll let us out there. So I think we should bring our boards just in case. In case.
And he did let you out there.
Yeah, well, Cole's the only one who had the balls to actually start asking questions. We were all kind of standing around like, well,
who's in charge here?
Man, this looks fun. And we kept, like kicking rocks like
I
little
wish
kids.
I could do that.
And Cole just goes, well, I'll go talk to somebody. And it was like 10 minutes. He comes out and he goes, go get your board. I said, what?
Yeah.
The track was about to close. Yeah, that was wild. That was cool.
That's cool. So that's where you're doing it.
Yeah, so it's going to be at the Mini Grand Prix. But I just got some crazy news right before I got in here that I was going to wait so I could see TJ's face about it.
Oh, man.
And apparently through the insurance company and all the confusion that their insurance company did not approve it, and I have to find another venue.
Boo, insurance.
Boo, insurance.
Oh, no.
So you're hearing this for the first time?
Oh, no F-bombs.
No, you're good.
Dude.
That's a real reaction.
Waited to get that on camera.
Yeah, dude. That's what I was like. It was literally as I parked, they called and like,
That's a bummer.
and yeah, I thought it was going to be
That
good
goes back
news.
to what I was saying, dude. We need to get our own venue. Like, we can go to a small town and make it like an event, like when they have like the weekend fall festival or something.
Yeah.
Build up a track through a course or through a parking lot or through
Yeah.
the city, the main street.
Yeah, I think so. I heard the news before you guys got on, and he was saying that Mini Grand Prix is no longer a thing. So I was like, so we're kind of already brainstorming. So, racing again is
the
super.
only one that didn't know.
Yeah, you're the only one who didn't know right now. But
Sorry, TJ.
yeah. But I think so. Again, I think electric skateboard racing in general, I think is super important to push the sport forward because with anything like bicycles, for example, like they were a thing, and then we started racing them, and then now these bicycles are like absolutely insane. Like they are just like super light, super performance based, and I think racing will end up pushing electric skateboards just to be a better thing in general. So I think racing is really important. So I think it's important to start doing like these local groups, creating leagues. I think is really, really cool. And then maybe one day all these leagues can get together and decide on a national or something. It'd be really awesome. But anyways, I think you guys still got to obviously do your event, but you got to come up with a different way of doing it. And honestly, I don't know if it's the worst thing ever that you're not doing it at Mini Grand Prix. I think now you have more control over your event, over what the track looks like, the shape of it, the distance. I
really want there to be a freestyle aspect to it also with some jumps and maybe a rail or something in the middle.
Right.
Like, or a wall to do a slide on.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, the fun challenge is going to be doing this all in 10 days.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
We're on a
That's the
mission.
challenge.
That is true.
Trying to figure this
throw
out in
your
10
whole
days now.
We're on a mission.
I didn't think about, to be honest, I did not think about the time that's ticking down right now. Man, what are you guys sitting here for? You guys just get working.
I'm a little antsy right now.
Do like Fast and Furious and just block off some streets downtown with some cones.
See, we were thinking he had the same idea.
Yeah.
Like find some alleyways. Honestly, you guys ever done the Sunday group rides here, like local?
I haven't, to be honest.
Not yet, no.
No, I thought you.
It's a good route, right?
I know.
Ali has, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ali has.
And maybe we can find. It still doesn't make sense. It's got to be so coordinated. We're gonna figure it out. Anyways, I'm excited about it. We got a bunch of people excited about it. Like TJ said, We got big plans, like a group. I'm feeling like even with MBoards and all that, like you guys can throw some straps on there, and even like I've seen people hit handrails on
Dude,
like
yeah.
an Evolve. And like I've seen people do some crazy
I know
stuff
my
on
motors
those.
are mounted below, so I know like
So are his.
Yeah,
that's true. His are
motors
too.
little-
You're right. You're right.
But
We
your
got
guys,
plastic skate rails too that hold it.
Okay.
Let us,
Yeah.
can we look at it now, or
Yeah,
are you
pull it
saving
up.
it for later?
No, you can
See
pull it
it.
out.
We'll take
So
a
for
peek.
anyone, so let's talk about what a Summerboard is. So let's
Okay.
pause
We have
on
some-
the skate the Shred City racing. Man, there's all kinds of sounds going on
Busy today.
We're busy today.
security's on
deliveries.
point though.
So let's pause the racing talks for a second. Let's talk about what a Summerboard is,
Oh yeah,
because it's not just a regular electric skateboard. It's a
Right.
little bit different,
It's an electric snowboard for the pavement,
right?
essentially.
It's for the Summerboard is literally what you would ride in the summer when it's
kinda
not
like,
snowing.
It's like a snowboard simulator.
Okay.
Like, so for the summer when you don't have the season, there's no snow. You
Right.
ride this. It goes uphill, downhill.
I
Okay.
think I would choose, because of that, I would choose even in the winter to be summerboarding.
Are you guys snowboarders? Do you guys snowboard?
Yeah, somewhat. I got a few seasons under my belt, but
Okay.
I had
I'm more
maybe
so,
2 seasons before I separated my collarbone on a snowboard.
I would more so just call myself a skateboarder.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why we
That's
got
kinda-
into taking them to the parks, because we're going there to skate anyways. So like, let's try to do the same tricks on that thing.
It seems
Right.
like that's kind of your guys' scene is in the parks.
Right.
You can have a lot more
love
fun in the
it.
parks.
Yeah.
And you know what? It actually saves battery lives because you can pump through some of the stuff.
True.
Right.
And you got rails, you got gaps. I mean, I love going fast, but that thing can rotate, catch edge, and you can have a bad day real quick.
Right.
So,
Yeah. So I was looking through your YouTube videos, and like a lot of them are at the skate parks. How did like the regular skaters feel about those? Like, do they?
So we've had this talk a handful of
Yeah.
times, and like we have like a system, I guess, when we pull up. Like it's like, all right, let's pull out the skateboards for a little while.
Okay.
You get the respect first.
Yeah, get
Yeah.
some respect.
Yeah,
like
show
kind
'em.
of fill out the park, and then we'll bust it out. Because otherwise, I mean, we get hit with 1,000 questions a second
Right.
when someone sees it. Especially because I usually rock a gold battery on here, so this thing's popping. And like nobody knows what the hell it is, and then we just start whipping out, and nobody really knows like how we're moving or where we're gonna go. So
It's hard to predict because
For
it slides
sure.
like that, and people have never seen it, especially at a skate park. And
Right.
it's a lot of fun though. And then you hear like the little motors that sound like a jet engine. It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's all you hear.
Scaring all
Kink.
little kids.
Little, yeah. So, well, a lot of the kids are like, whoa. Where did we take it yesterday? It was called
Heart Key Park,
Hard Key Park. It's like a
Okay.
new park.
Then Henderson or Vegas?
North Las Vegas.
North Las
Las
Vegas.
Vegas,
Okay.
right.
Yeah.
Like near JC Park. I don't know if you guys know where that's at.
I don't, but
No.
I trust you. North Las Vegas. I got you.
Anyways,
Yeah.
kids are getting out of school. They're walking through the skate park the whole time. We're just
Yeah.
blowing minds, and it's fun. But
The kids are gonna love it no matter what. If
Yeah.
it
Right.
if it turns on, kids like it.
so.
Oh, yeah.
There's a
So-
local skater. He's like semi-pro, Jason Thurtle.
Yeah.
Thurtle. And I caught him at that skate park, and I actually did a YouTube segment that we haven't posted yet, where I challenged him to try to ride the board because
Okay.
this guy kills it on a skateboard.
Right.
He's great, right? Flip tricks all day.
How do you do?
Couldn't ride that thing more than
Oh.
10 feet.
Yeah,
like
no,
it's
I
just
would-
such a different concept,
Yeah.
you know. But he definitely, after riding it, like I ended up like trying to do say, let me get that. And he actually recorded me. I had him like filming me when normally he's like the one.
That's when you got that nose pick.
Yeah, that's when I got the nose pig, and like it was kind of cool. Like you can just see like all you got to do is let someone try it for like 5 minutes, and they're just like, well, they just like it's a whole different respect, and then you can just run the park. People are like, yeah, go do your thing. I want to see you kill it.
Yeah, that's
So
really cool.
That's been our
So
experience at the
okay,
skate park.
so you got to earn respect with a regular skateboard, show that you're legit first, and then you come in with your Summerboard.
I don't know if
I
we have
mean,
to show that.
we do it
Just
either
more-
or, but yeah,
Yeah.
that has been our process. We'll normally
that
warm up
helps
with the
from
skateboard.
like getting bombarded with all the questions right
Okay.
away, is where like we're just written off as another person that's at the skate park. So then when we pull out our other boards, it's kind of like I feel like it buys us a little bit of time before they come up and start doing all that. Like we have to like, get to actually
blend in.
shred a little bit.
Blend
Yeah.
in a little bit. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do they want to ride it? Do they want to try it? Or is it just
course.
kind of, it looks
Yeah.
cool, but they're not
I
so
feel like
sure?
the kids
There's
want to
always-
try it.
Yeah.
Kids are open minded to it because it's a new thing.
Right.
People who have been skating for 20 years, like ourselves, like I've been skating since I was 9 years old, on and off. I'm sure the same for you, and I'm 30 now, so like 21 years.
Right.
People who are normally skate, they're like we'll just say it, like a lot of people who in their local park have an ego, you know.
Oh, sure.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like they're in like, all right, we're here to tear it up, and you get in their way with one of those things, and they're gonna be like, nah. They don't really say anything because
Right.
like,
May as well be
busted
on a
back lip
scooter,
slide,
right?
whatever. Right, kinda. Some parks though, like you'll go there and like, oh no electric boards, and then you hit a back lip slide, and they're like, and he's doing his thing, I guess. But
Yeah.
So
it is weird.
That's interesting. Yeah, because I feel like
So
there's
that's a rule? Wait,
I
that's a
would, dude.
rule?
I don't
No
know.
electric boards and
as
a
a
skateboard? Is that a
skateboarder,
rule?
I would be upset too. Just like you said with the scooter comment. Like if someone comes in there, they don't know what they're doing and they're getting in your way,
Yeah.
Yeah.
cutting your line off. Like I'm gonna get really pissed off.
Right.
I'm like, that doesn't even fucking belong here. But that's like, you know, we got ramps at the house, we got rails at the house, and we try to learn how to do all those things. And then you take it to the park to hone it in, and then the street to really show it off.
right.
But
That's really cool.
what's really funny is when you'll see somebody on a skateboard, you know how they have their line that they're doing over
Yeah.
and over again. Well, they'll do it, fall, pick their board up, walk back. We're just like
Oh,
we
right.
could hit 3 lines in the time
Yeah.
it takes a regular skater to hit one.
Right.
And I think that starts to like it gets to them a little bit.
Yeah,
Because then we kind of start to own the park. It's
Yeah,
like-
yeah, we just flow the whole thing. But overall though, like I don't think we've ever left the park where people like we didn't feel welcomed. Like
Oh, that's cool.
we find like
True.
we're tearing it. People are like, "Yo, what is that thing? That's sick!" Like at some point in time, they give us props. Like
And we try to let
Just-
2 or 3 people ride it, but usually not any more than that because it's such a challenge, and you really have to put in some time with learning how to do it and teaching someone how to.
Right. It's a little bit different than just hopping on an electric skateboard for the first time. Like, it's completely like it operates completely different.
Dude,
It feels different.
We give them a celebration if they can make it just around the park one time.
Yeah, for sure. I can tell you, I would. There's no way I'd be able to ride that thing like in any reasonable amount of time. It would take me a while to learn that.
I think you can get it. I think
I
it
would,
takes a
I would
certain-
say it took me like 2 months before I started to trust it. I was absolutely terrified of this thing.
Yeah,
I was like, I thought it was a death sentence. I'm like, dude, what is this? Like,
that's crazy. Yeah, no, that's interesting. Yeah. So okay, so let's go back to your racing event.
Okay.
So what do you have different heats? Are there different races? Are there like what are your plans? I know your plans have kind of gotten turned upside down, so we'll see what
I
happens.
literally crumpled the whole plan book
And
in
just
my
threw it
head
out.
and just threw it out
Yeah.
because originally we were like time constrained, right?
Yep.
We were gonna do 2.5 hours before the event, like the place opened up,
Right.
and then an hour and a half after they closed, and that that kind of had us like time constrained on we can only allow so many different, you know, your guys' boards and EUCs, they go so much quicker than a
Of
Summerboard
course.
one-wheel.
Yeah.
Take corners better, all that. So to involve them in that originally was like, all right, we don't have time. We have to do one or the other, right?
Right.
Summerboard and one wheel, they're a little closer as far as speed and how they can take turns. I think Summerboard's
Sure.
still faster, but the one wheel, they were able to take corners better, stop, break, go, right? A little
Okay.
different depending on your skill level. Now all that's out the window. We have now we're gonna find another venue. We have all day for it. We could have EUCs, Evolve,
Right.
MBoard, everybody, you know.
Right.
And originally I was just gonna do groups because only so many people on the track. But again, everything's out the window. I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to go back to the drawing board tonight and figure it all out.
So in a perfect world, you would be doing different races based on what they're riding. Like you do different classes of
you
boards.
even have like a Super 73 series.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. Yeah, so like that's what we're trying to do for our convention race is like different classes. Lump all the DIY guys maybe together, the production boards together, maybe like the weird boards like Summerboards would be all together, the one wheels all together, and then like
And then maybe an open class with everybody.
open class where you can ride whatever you want. And then odds are a Summerboard wouldn't win that just because that's just not what they're built for.
right.
But
Well,
yeah,
I feel like you guys. What's the fastest board you guys have?
we have one that'll go like 35.
Okay, because I feel like the EUC guys are in the class
Oh,
on their own too.
oh,
They're
yeah.
55,
Yeah.
60, like
Totally.
So
Dude, they
you
would
guys-
crush
They
everybody.
need a lot of track to get up to that. So they're
Right.
maybe not necessarily the fastest around a corner. A lot of it
so
depends
you
on
guys would
skill
say you
level,
could
but
compete between. Would you guys put yourself in
There-
the same?
Oh no,
there's
UCs
a
are
lot of
insane.
factors. Yeah, there's a lot of factors.
There's a lot of it depends on your race. Like if it's like a drag race there and back, like a mile long straight line, they're gonna win every day. But if it's like really curvy or something, it depends on the rider. I think it would depend. Anyone who rides
I love
EUCs, maybe
how-
you have more insight on that. I have never ridden one of those before, so I don't know how
They look
tight.
scary.
They look-
Honestly,
They look
Yeah.
Well,
terrifying.
that's why they all have body gear on. Like
Yeah.
you would,
Yeah.
they're.
You ever seen one of them take a nosedive? I'm sorry
Man.
not to laugh.
Oh.
Dude, I'm seeing them flying on the street. They're like, woo, and then they hit a little divot and it's belly slide. I mean, they don't get hurt because they're all geared up. But.
Ali sent me a video, I think, a couple weeks ago of this guy merging onto the 215, which is the highway on his EUC. And we're like, what? Like, no, like I've never seen it, but he's cruising with the cars.
Cruising.
Yeah, I remember.
I'm
the
like,
first
what
time,
the hell?
The first time I rode the Summerboard, like on the sidewalk or down by the traffic, like that was.
Yeah. But that thing, I mean, he must have been going 60 miles an hour easy.
Yeah,
I
no,
know
and they do go that fast, so it's crazy.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know what kind of handling those things have. Like, can you turn on a dime? Like, I don't know about that. So that's something that'd be interesting. So I think, no, the different classes is what we're going to probably end up doing, and then maybe an open class at the end, and then just to have multiple winners for each of those classes. But no, I think that's probably a similar approach you guys would be taking, right? Yeah.
Are you guys doing process of elimination?
We don't know. The actual race format's still up in the air, so we're trying to figure that out yet. We haven't planned that part. We haven't gotten that far. Like
So-
we have what is it? We have 150 days before our convention.
So maybe we can get together and
Yeah.
go over some ideas. 'Cause
Well, and that was a kind of our idea too, is to try to maybe team up with someone who's put on races before. I know this is your first race, but after in a week or a week and a half from now, your race hopefully will be underneath your first race will be under your belt, and maybe you'll be able to help us get our convention
I
race
can't even
up and
believe
running.
that still.
it's crazy. Cause
Yeah.
I'm like,
Planning
oh,
this
like-
for months.
Dude, I put so much time into this. And
Yeah.
it just goes to show, like,
That's how it goes.
Yeah.
It just there's stuff that you just can't predict happening, and it always happens. So.
yeah, I'm laughing about it.
Yeah, you guys will
But-
figure it
Gonna
out.
go.
though.
and
But
cry
anyways,
later, probably.
to end, yeah, right, I'm gonna leave here with a tear on my eyes. No. We actually came up with like a point-based system
Okay,
because we were paying for track time on
Right.
top of everything.
right.
It was gonna be groups of 10 to 15 people, depending on how many we
Okay.
can get there. The last, then ninth and 10th place got nothing, and then it would be 1 through 8.
Okay,
First place getting 8 points.
okay,
And at the end of the 3 races, whoever had the highest points was going to be the winner in first, second, third, right?
okay.
And that's kind of how we had that all set up.
Oh yeah, no, that's pretty good. I think that's a
Yeah.
pretty fair way of doing it, because if you have one bad race and 2 good ones, you can still come out ahead and win. So that's be pretty good. Yeah.
And that way, also everyone felt like they were like you weren't just like someone didn't get intimidated going, there's no way I can get first, so why even try it? Like people were going
Right.
to still have fun and enjoy the race.
Right. If you can get third all 3 times, you can still win, because the guy who won first the first time could get last the second time. So
True.
yeah, I mean, depending on your point system, I think that's pretty fair. And then also, racing isn't free, right? I mean, you guys are selling tickets to race, like an entry fee.
Right.
So like you want to give people, to make them feel like their dollar's going farther than race runs around the track and call it a day.
Right,
You want them to feel like they're having a day of racing, So I think that's a really good strategy. I think that's going to work out really well.
Right.
So guys, if you're Vegas locals, do you know guys when you guys are cutting it off as far as if they can register? By the time this podcast comes out, you'll be a week ahead. Are they able to register still?
The last day to register is November 5th.
Okay, the day before.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you guys are watching this and you're Vegas
Not gonna
local,
accept day of registration.
Well, I guess now again, yeah, the whole thing's out because before I needed to know head count because it was going to start so early. But
Oh,
now
right.
it could probably, now it could probably be the day of. To be
okay,
honest
so
with
if you are a Vegas local or maybe even, close by Phoenix or LA, come on by. It's only a 4 or 5 hour drive. Come out, race your Summerboard and one wheels, or potentially more. So just follow them on social media, and they will update whether or not they're going to open the classes up to anything more now that plans have changed a little bit. But if you guys come out, race, try to win. Are you guys doing any prizes of any kind yet, or are you guys just kind of trying to first trial run, see how it goes type of thing before you guys do anything crazy?
Well, what we're going to do is, we were going to offer up raffles for anyone who did the race
okay.
registration. There's
Right.
going to be a raffle. Everyone got a raffle ticket. You can only win one prize after that raffle, and then that way everyone got something because this was a first event and everything was kind of scrambling.
Yeah.
But I was going to get these really dope, kind of like a street league skate competition, emblems.
Okay,
like
medals.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
little medal, like award. And it was going to be gold, silver, and bronze. And really, it was just going to be the bragging rights of winning one of the first races right off the bat. And that way, everyone got to go home with something. It wasn't nothing crazy. Originally, the prize was going to be a free board. But with the scrambling and not getting, so eventually that's what the prize is going to be.
For sure.
It's gonna be-
Absolutely.
yeah. So
Yeah,
But for
especially
right now-
once you get your first race down, you figure out realistically how much a race costs to put on, because it's not going to be cheap. I mean,
that's really what the ultimate goal of
Yeah,
this first one was.
yeah. I mean, same thing with like our convention. I'm just hoping to not lose a ton of money. Like I'm expecting to lose a little bit of money. Like, and that's okay.
Invest.
It's
right?
invest in the
Yeah,
future,
yeah,
right? It's investment in the
exactly.
future. So like, so just to get out of it without losing like a ton of money is kind of the goal. But yeah, so you guys like the first event, if you guys can get out without losing money, that would be the goal for
Right
sure.
now,
Right
right
now.
now,
Right now.
we're getting a little invested right now.
Yeah.
So,
For sure.
it's not lost though. It's not lost.
No,
It's
no,
all,
no,
it's
no.
all
We're
invested.
gonna
That's what's
make
gonna be
it
great.
happen.
Yeah.
No, it'll work out.
We got
It'll
this. We got
it'll,
this.
it'll for sure work out. So I'm excited. So anyone watching, support your local race leagues if they start popping up. I think it's again really important to push the sport forward. So yeah, so I guess we'll have more updates about it next podcast. We'll kind of let everybody know how it went down, or maybe not next podcast, maybe the podcast after. I think.
Yeah,
right?
2 weeks.
2 weeks we'll be able to tell you based on our
You'll see
recording
everything.
schedule.
You guys follow the LV Shred Quarters or it's SHREDCITY Racing League.
Yeah, we'll put all your links down in the description
So-
below, so anyone who's interested can kind of follow you guys. All right, so that's kind of will conclude our Shred City Racing League. I can never say your guys' names together. I don't know what it is.
Tongue twister.
Yeah, it's a little bit of tongue twister, but that'll kind of that'll do it for that little segment. But we do always have viewer submitted questions for the podcast every week, so we kind of wanted to include you guys on it.
Okay.
Ali, do you have them or do I only have them?
You have them. Unfortunately, I do not have them.
Okay, so Ali does not have them, but thank you for switching and thank you for being our producer. So you are all good. I do have them actually. So we have a couple questions. One of them, the first question I guess is for me. So the question is, are you guys ever going to sell gear drives? And the answer is eventually. I guess that's as simple as that is. Okay, so this one's also for you guys. So other than your Summerboards, do you guys have any other electric skateboards?
Yeah, my first electric skateboard was the inboard.
Okay, the inboard M1
Yep.
with the top the top loaded battery.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, I actually still have it.
You still have it? Does it work still?
One of them, the back wheel went out. The right one, the motor.
Okay.
And so, I mean, they're out of business.
Yeah,
now,
they're gone
so
now.
I wasn't able to, and I can't find any salvage parts. But he got one right after I got one, and then because of getting the Summerboard, he isn't riding his anymore. So I took his to put one together, and it's like a board I ride with my kids.
Gotcha. Yeah. That's cool. And so, Cole, do
Dude,
you
that
have
board
one?
was I had the same
Okay.
board.
Right.
I gifted it to him, but man, that thing was fun. We had some good nights on that thing. It's got the headlights on it.
Yeah. Yep.
Zip it and like it
We used
had
to-
a nice little get up and go, and it was zipping through. But
We used to ride it like a magic carpet, sit down.
That's cool.
on
Oh
it.
yeah,
Nice.
totally for sure. So is that the only other boards you guys have had? That and a Summerboard?
electric, yeah.
Electric?
But I got to race his board around that track, and it made me really want one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna invest in one of those because that thing was sick. Like,
That was cool. Yeah,
dude,
he
it was
did
fun.
good
It
on
was
that
an
thing.
it
He
was an
ripping.
adrenaline rush. Like,
What board were they riding?
He was on a GTR, carbon GTR.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
With,
An Evolve.
I tried that once. It scared the shit out of me. Like, way too much power in the remote.
Yeah.
I feel you.
And believe it or not, it's like I feel like it's scarier than the Summerboard in my just because the
For
sense
sure.
like where
The speed.
I've
really,
had
it's
speed
sharp
wobble.
turns, compared to what you're
Yeah,
doing, things like
yeah.
that. But
Right.
the
And
it goes way
acceleration,
faster,
the
too.
acceleration was way different.
For sure.
I tried the Summerboard once, and I maybe went 20 feet. I said, "Okay, let's go. I'm done. Yep, moving on. Here we go."
Yeah, I'm gonna need to try that.
I want another. I need another shot at it. But
Dude, anytime.
Spend a good hour just in an open parking lot. You'll get it down.
I was with Andre, so
I would-
20 feet, and I was like, "Nah, man, I'm cool. Let's go do something else."
I would say I would try it right now, but I'm almost always in flip flops around the office, so not
Yeah.
really the proper attire. But it's okay. We've talked about this I think last week about wearing flip flops and riding
I
boards.
feel like you do it on purpose now, just
At this
so
point,
you
to
can get
spite
out of like
everybody.
the
Yeah.
hey, let's go for a ride. Oh,
I
man,
can't.
I got my flip flops on again.
Yeah.
So.
For sure.
We're gonna use his flip flops like straps on a mountain board or something.
I'm gonna
Tack 'em in.
show up to the first race of it in flip flops.
There
Do
you
it.
go.
Dude, do it. Dude, just destroy your feet. Oh man.
I
Okay,
found the questions.
you did find him.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Do you have one for us?
I do. All right. So, if you had to choose from only one board, and obviously you can't, but would you rather have speed or range?
Okay.
We can all
Jake-
take a go at that.
Jacob, do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'm taking range, but with respectable speed at least.
Okay.
Like
Doesn't have to. Yeah.
25 would be great.
Okay.
30 would be fantastic, but 25 would work.
Okay.
And like 30-mile range.
So between two boards, you'd be picking the one with a little bit longer range.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Cole, do you want to weigh in on that one?
I think anything under 25 miles an hour would just get boring. So
Yeah.
Okay.
if it had 25 miles an hour and more, the range would be preferred. Yeah, I think it'd be fun to go a lot further, not worry about batteries.
Yeah.
But yeah, if it's below 25, then I'm gonna need to pick the speed over that because
Right.
the whole point of
What
riding is
about on
the
the
adrenaline.
Summerboard? How much faster do you think you could go on this thing? I
Summerboard?
really think even 5 miles an hour faster would be way too much. Like,
What's the top speed of a Summerboard?
Pretty sketchy at top speed.
What's top speed of a Summerboard?
27 uphill, but we have an app on it, and I've done 35.
Are you serious on a Summerboard? Are
Yeah.
you serious?
Downhill, yeah.
Wow.
It's pretty
Wow,
intense.
dude, that's impressive. I didn't really expect
That's
it to go that.
crazy.
I was thinking like 20. Like just because the way that it
Oh,
rides.
no. And the amount of torque it's got is crazy. Like, I mean, we just slam that thing and we're gone.
Wow. How is it? Like, is it easy to just rip it in straight lines?
No, that actually took the longest to learn.
Oh, to go straight?
But once you get that, it all
It's
clicks.
like you're
Okay.
riding a 50-50 on a rail.
Okay.
Um,
Wow, that's
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 the
weird.
scariest part because when you're doing 27, something like it's actually it feels good because if you're going so fast and let's say a rock comes out of nowhere and it throws you off, you can catch yourself and slide into that balance as opposed to like on like a regular longboard, you hit something, it's speed wobble, you're done.
Right.
And
Interesting.
Yeah, we were talking about
Yeah.
speed wobbles last week or the week before. All these episodes blend together, so I keep
do.
saying last week, but it's probably more than last week.
We've got
but-
so many segments that, oh, yeah, from now on. And then, well, they didn't quite make it to the next
Yeah.
one. So
Yeah. So for me, I don't need to go very fast. I'm not a speed demon. I'm good at like 20. Like seriously, and I don't ever go on super long rides. So my answer is neither.
those are flip-flop rides. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he said the flip flop.
The flip-flop ride.
Yeah. So like
Chill mode.
my honestly, like my board would only really need to go like 20 miles an hour and like 10 miles of range.
Perfect.
It doesn't really matter. Like to anything higher than that, like I just don't want to get hurt, so I take it really easy. Like I like the sport, but I'm not gonna push myself
Are
on
your
it either.
batteries interchangeable on your boards?
So not really. You'd have to open the enclosures up and pull them out. But our boards go like 30 miles on a single charge, so like most people don't need to go.
Yeah,
That's good.
They don't need to swap them really. Our next board though, oh man,
Oh,
I'm
man.
so excited. Our next board's gonna have a 12S 8P battery in it, and it's gonna go like 80 miles on a single charge, which is to me is so unnecessary.
Yeah, you know,
But
Charge it once a week.
yeah, no, for real. Like it's really
you
what's
can take that. That's like, I mean, that's really cool though because I like the range idea because originally the reason I wanted to get an electric board of any sort
right.
was to be able to fly into a town I'd never been into
Yep.
and just explore it on my own terms, you know?
Yep.
Like not have to worry about a bike or any of that. You can just take that.
Yeah, definitely.
Can
It
you
does-
fly with yours?
This fits perfect on a carry-on.
Oh yeah.
And
so
the
like,
the batteries within.
yeah, so our
whatever the
boards
limits
would
are, I guess.
definitely not be
No.
flyable. You'd have
No?
to ship it to yourself first
See,
because the
that's-
batteries be way too big to put on an
I
airplane.
ride my board right into the airport.
Do
Put
ya?
it on through the
Yeah.
security
and then throw it overhead when you get in the plane.
Okay. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty cool. Yeah, that's
Wow.
not too bad. Yeah. So our next board, and actually most boards, the vast majority of boards are
Yeah.
the batteries are way too big to actually put on an airplane yourself. So we're seeing a lot of these boards come up with like modular systems where you can unhook all these batteries, and now there are 3 batteries that are all within the airplane spec. And when you hook them all
nice.
together, it's one larger battery.
Yeah,
so that's
instead
what
of
we're
one big
starting.
on that. See, that's smart.
That's what we're seeing a lot now, which is really smart because now you can actually bring your boards and stuff with you. You know, on the airplanes. Like I was just in Hawaii for my honeymoon, and I wanted a board so bad out there.
Oh, I bet.
We were in Honolulu, and like all this stuff was like walking distance. So we
Oh,
were walking
okay.
like a mile to a restaurant, but I was like, oh man, we could have done that in like a minute, 2 minutes, or whatever. Like,
Especially when you get so used to doing it when you're at
yeah,
home. Yeah.
right, for sure. So I think that's super fun. Like going to travel to other cities. Like we live in Henderson. Like I don't know, a lot of people don't. I think when people think like we're all from Vegas, right? We always say Vegas, but like in reality, like most of us are living in the suburbs, like Henderson. I don't know where you guys live at, but
Yeah, I'm in Boulder City.
yeah, Boulder City. So like even more of like, so our town's very, very spread out. So like for us, like we're not really commuting on our boards just because it's so far to get anywhere. But a lot of guys who are living in like New York City, that are living in like some really denser cities, they don't have cars. They don't even have cars. They just
Oh, for sure.
they'll spend all their money on their
boards.
boards. So that's where range, I think, where we would really come into play is if you were really relying on your boards, like as daily drivers, commuters, like that's where I could see like a 50 or 60 mile range really, coming into a place where it makes sense to have.
Yeah, I mean, some of these boards, it almost seems like it's like for bragging rights anymore. It's
Yeah.
it's not even
It's a
realistic.
pissing contest at this point. Yeah.
I mean, 80% of my rides, I might use 40% of the battery.
Right.
Yeah.
Weird math, but you're not. Seldomly are you really going through an entire battery. Your guys' size batteries, of course, that's different. But
Right.
a traditional kind of electric skateboard, when you talk 20, 30, 40 miles, it takes you all day to do that.
That's
it takes hours and hours. And even if you are commuting somewhere, okay, now you have a stop. So it gets tricky, what is too big, but I think anymore it's what's the power output. You need the amount of batteries because the massive amount of power that's being thrown down, on some of these newer boards.
Right. And that's where like the 8P would come in. Like you can pull you can pull like 300 amps out of that pack. No problem.
Yeah. It's a tank. I mean, you're not jumping those. So
No, not at all.
heavy.
It's going to be really heavy. It's going to be really
couldn't
heavy.
imagine. Let's put an 8P on a Summerboard and see what happens.
It's like
It'd be
a
a
street
fire.
bike
It's
for
a
your
fire.
feet.
Yeah,
Right.
you're just asking for a fire.
Yeah. No, for sure. Like your top box would be like all the way like this high.
Yeah.
It'd be so awesome. No, but thank you guys for coming and sit down with us and talk about
Thank you for
Summerboards.
having us.
I still think the Summerboard is probably the most unique board out there. There's nothing else like it. Like it's still, aside from a one wheel, I think it's one of the weirdest boards. And there's no alternative. If you want something like that, it's a Summerboard or nothing, right? I mean, there's nothing else, right?
And it's design. It looks like a electric skateboard, but it's like it's got potential for a whole new sport.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
for
it's,
sure.
It's like Freeboard. It would be their only other competition, really.
Okay,
Which is
yeah.
the same thing. It's just not powered. So it's like
Right.
you got to hike to the top of the hill with that thing. At the
Yeah.
end of it. That
And at that
sucks.
point, I don't know. I feel you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything sneaky you guys have been testing? I know you guys had the wheels at one point. You guys got to try.
Yeah, we got to test out the freshies before they came out. They originally had like 2 sets of holes drilled out in the wheels, and then we blew them out real fast. So
Those are
Okay.
what, like an all-terrain version for you guys?
it makes it
Sorta.
feel like there's like an inch of fresh powder on the pavement.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
It gives it some balanced play, and that way when you're hitting the cracks or rocks or anything, you don't feel it.
Interesting. So
Yeah.
are they smaller wheels? Are they like
Oh, it's
softer
it's
wheels?
Exact same size. They just have
You
some
guys
holes drilled in
seen
'em.
like they're actually designing
Those
wheels
are
for
cool.
like the like Tesla and like where they're airless wheels.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a very similar to that design.
Gotcha.
It's
Okay.
just an airless wheel that has the same cushion as an actual rubber wheel, but just no air in it.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of cool.
What'd you
Yeah.
call it? The freshie?
The
They
freshies.
call it
That's,
the
That's
freshies.
The freshies.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Anyways, thank you guys for coming out, showing us the Summerboard. We actually had a couple viewers ask about Summerboards a couple weeks ago. They wanted us to talk about it. So here you go. Here's
Yeah,
your
this
2
is
ambassadors
sweet.
for you.
Yeah, hey.
Love to hear that it's getting out because we need to have more riders.
If you guys are ever in Vegas, or I don't know, if you guys ever follow us, do you guys want a demo? Like, hit us up, DM us. Like,
Yep.
I'd love to show people how to ride this board.
There you go.
Yeah.
And if you have a board yourself, like, show me how to ride it, or let me ride it. And I'll
Trade
let
it
you
for
ride
a
my,
couple
yeah,
hours,
like let's
yeah.
do it. Like I love it. I love the community of everything. Thank you for having us on.
No, absolutely. I'm looking forward to your event. I really hope you guys can kind of get it figured out and get through this hurdle. I know it's going to be challenging, but it's gonna work out
Yeah.
for sure.
And then we'll see you at the skate con, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Hey, you gotta start barking at Summerboard. I want them to show up for sure and have a booth there.
Yeah,
Oh, he's
tell me-
down for it.
Oh, he's down for
Yeah,
it?
he's down for it. I'll link you guys.
Yeah. Hey,
Do you have
link us up.
WhatsApp?
Yeah, I do
That's
actually.
where he's most active on.
Okay,
so,
cool. Yeah, let's link up because we'd love to get them a booth and get them to represent there because like this is sick. They got to come up and people got to see this for sure. That's something they got to see in person. Something like that. A
Yeah,
video
you
only
gotta-
goes so far.
Yeah.
For sure. So
We'll be there too. You'll probably be us. He'll probably just be.
hey, that's fine. Yeah, send you guys and
But-
do a booth and all that. But that'd be really cool.
Yeah, cool.
All right. Well, thank you guys, and and thank you guys for watching. Hit that subscribe button. We always have every week, every Saturday morning, we post a new episode of the podcast. If you have any questions or comments, or even if you have any ideas what we should talk about next week, drop them in the comment section below. We're very active down there. We always reply and read all your comments. So thank you guys, and we will see you next week. Peace.
Later.
Later.
Yep.